What's up, guys? Welcome back to the first episode of the Lowdown, and I got a lot to talk about today, so let's just jump right into it. So, of course, the first thing I want to talk about today is the NFL draft. Obviously, if you followed it, you know Jared Goff went number 1 to the Rams, Carson Wentz went number 2 to the Eagles, and even on Arrival, he already started getting booed. So that shows your Eagles fans for you. And number 3 pick was Joey Bosa, the defensive end from Ohio State, that went to the San Diego Chargers. Personally, I love this pick because the San Diego defense wasn't great last year, and of course their fearless leader Eric Weddle went to the Ravens for this upcoming season, so I love that pick by them. But I think my favorite pick of the entire draft was number 4, Ezekiel Elliott, to the Cowboys. Also, props to Ezekiel Elliott for showing off a little bit of swag at the NFL draft. Now, everyone talked about after DeMarco Murray left last year about how it doesn't matter who you put behind that great O-line. It doesn't matter. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run it down your throats. And yeah, they ran it pretty well. But when they didn't have a good running back that could block for Romo, he was out 11 games of the season, right? So I think they went 1-14 without Romo last season, somewhere around there. Wasn't great. So Ezekiel Elliott, he's a very versatile back. He's someone good. He's someone speedy that can get behind that O-line. But the most important thing for me is he is arguably the best blocker coming out of the NFL draft for running backs. So with him there, we need good protection for Romo. Last year, my dad's a diehard Cowboys fan, so it was rough watching every single Cowboys game without Romo and without DeMarco Murray. So I'm excited to watch them this year. And of course, the story everyone's talking about right now is Laremy Tunsil. He was from Ole Miss. He was projected top 5 pick until a picture came out of him smoking weed in a face mask, bong, kind of thing. Personally, I don't have any issues with it. If the same players back, say 10 years ago, had the same technology that we have today at our fingertips, there'd be so many more stories going out. Even guys like Primetime and Jerry Rice were always getting in fights, even when they didn't have all these cameras around like D'Angelo Russell has nowadays, right? So if they had the same technology that we had, there'd be so much more stuff. And how many of the players in the actual NFL have smoked weed before? And especially when in 2, maybe even 3, I'm not sure if Washington, I know it's legal in Seattle. I'm from Canada, I'm not 100% sure, but I know for sure in Denver, Colorado, and Seattle, Washington, it is legal to smoke weed. So for 2 of those teams, it is a legal drug to take. So I think he was a great pickup by the Dolphins. He's a good lineman, and I think too many guys passed up on him just from a little bit of fear, unless he goes full Josh Gordon on us. We'll see how that turns out and see how it pays off for him, though. Now, another one of my absolute favorite picks from the draft was, if you know me, you know I'm a diehard Colts fan. So with pick 18, Ryan Kelly, the center from Alabama, came to the Colts. I'm super excited for it. I feel like since Jeff Saturday left and Peyton Manning left, it just hasn't been the same. So I think it's transferring from, the Jeff Saturday, Peyton Manning era to the Ryan Kelly, Andrew Luck era, and I'm super excited about it. So I'm really happy with that pickup by the Colts, and we'll see what they can do together in the next season to keep Andrew Luck healthier this upcoming season than they did last year. And the 3 most painful picks of the draft for me was, of course, number 1 was Myles Jack. Every time they just kept showing him and Laremy Tunsil on screen looking so sad as they just continued not to get picked, except Myles Jack's nightmare lasted even longer. He got drafted, I think like pick 5 in the 2nd round by the Jaguars. Of course, a lot of people had issues with him with the surgery he's going to need, but all of his doctors said that it's fixable with the nerve was only stretched. If it was torn, it'd be a whole nother story, but since it was stretched, he can fully recover from that injury. It also sucked watching Jaylon Smith go 2nd round. Again, he was another projected top 5 pick, I think before he tore his ACL for Notre Dame, so it was tough watching him go late. And the one pick that just didn't make sense to me, comment down below if you can help me out here, is why did the Titans take Derrick Henry? They already have DeMarco Murray. He seems like he's going to be their long-term guy for the future. Maybe they picked up Derrick Henry so DeMarco can't get lazy, but for the Cowboys, he was a 3-down back, right? It's not like he was playing minimum downs with them. He did play minimum downs with the Eagles, but with the Cowboys, he played a lot of downs. He's a healthy guy, and he's really strong. So I'm not sure why they used that pick on Derrick Henry. If you can help me out with that, comment down below. Now, the next story I want to talk about, which just came out yesterday, is after the draft, Doug Baldwin tweeted at the Seahawks GM, John Schneider, to please not let anyone wear 24 for this upcoming season. Now, they haven't said exactly why. I guess it's just to pay respect to him. Now, there are some other theories about it, though. So officially, all Marshawn Lynch has done to say he's retired is he hung his cleats on the telephone line, which came out the same day as the Super Bowl. But since he hasn't officially filed the paperwork, he hasn't actually retired yet. So could there be a possible comeback? Well, I doubt it, because he's been spending time doing helping out communities, riding camels in Egypt. So I doubt anything more is going to come of this. GM John Schneider says on June 1st they're going to officially sign the paperwork for Marshawn Lynch to retire, but we'll see how that actually pans out. And the final thing I want to talk about today, this is filmed on Tuesday, May 3rd. So is Tom Brady's 4-game suspension has been upheld by the Federal Appeals Court. So that means that now it's back on that he's going to be suspended for the first 4 games. Although I will give you the advice, do not sleep on him. Say if this even holds out for a little longer, if you do your fantasy draft. I messed up with that, and then some guy took him so late in our thing and he picked him up. Not a smart move. Pick up Tom Brady anyways. Now, having said that, this is probably far from over, because from here, Tom Brady has, one of his major options is he can go to the Supreme Court and try and appeal it. Not sure how it's going to fly there. I'm not a legal expert, but I just know that this story is not over. But finally, in other news, Patriots have just signed free agent quarterback Bomb Trady to a 4-game deal minimum contract. We'll see how Bomb Trady can do for them in the absence of Tom Brady. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of The Lowdown. If you haven't already, go check out all my social media. Instagram is my preferred method of choice. Also, if you want to check out any articles, anything available in my store, go check out my website above, and thanks.